today. Welcome to TED Talk. In front of you, you have chocolates that are going to go along with my presentation. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now we're on a roll. All right. The Purple Cow book is from Seth Godin, and in it he talks about a concept about, let's say that you live in the country and you live in the city and you're driving across country, and you see your first field of cows. They're amazing, they're beautiful, they're absolutely adorable. You keep driving, you see more cows. You see more cows. After you see so many cows, they're no longer amazing and beautiful, right? They're mundane to you. But what happens if you see a purple cow? That's extraordinary. So this relates to business in the sense that we are kind of like cows in the field, and our competition are the other cows. It's no longer good enough to be great, we have to be extraordinary. So that's what I do for businesses in terms of design, branding, marketing strategies, and creative problem solving, is that I help them be extraordinary. How do I do that? Education, professional experience, and honestly, God-given talent. I'm very, very blessed when it comes to creative skills. I feel like I came out of the womb with crayons, just as everybody here has their blessed gift. I actually started graphic designing in junior high, so I've been doing it for over 20 years, which is crazy to say. In high school, I did a vocational for 3 years for graphic design and actually did competition, and yes, they do have competition nationally for graphic design. I then went to the Cleveland Institute of Art, where I went initially in for industrial design, automotive design, that's designing cars, and then I switched to sculpture. So my BFA is actually in sculpture with a minor in glass. After graduating that, which is a 5-year program, it's kind of the Art Institute equivalent to going to law school. Very rigorous, very intense, you have to have a tough skin. These are companies that I have either I currently work with, or in the past have worked full-time or as a contractor. I worked at Mace running their marketing design department for 6 years. While I was there, I won numerous awards, which I'm very honored and blessed to say that I have. International Packaging Awards, 440 Award, Print Awards. Now, why DesignPod? Today I'm going to explain what makes my company and me different from other agencies. In my mind, there's 3 different buckets of agency structures. And there's nothing wrong with different structures. This is America. I believe in the Constitution. I think everybody should be able to make their company the way that they want to, but there is a difference between myself and other agencies. So 3 buckets. The first one is you have an agency that has 1 to 2 people and they outsource things, right? Everything's outsourced. Second bucket, you have a full team and then they outsource specific parts of the project. Third bucket is what DesignPod is. We are a US-based team, we don't outsource anything. And when I say outsource, I mean literally sending it overseas, to the Philippines, India. In doing this, you can get work at a very discounted rate, which is fine, but for me as a designer, I design with my heart and soul. So for me, I feel that there's a disconnect. If you go to Vista Prints and you get business cards, no one's gonna give a crap about you. Whereas if you sit down with me, you're getting all of those years of experience, you're investing in that, you're getting that design, or you can sit down where Marlita and I, same thing with Jamie, Santel, we went over colors, literally on Zoom picking out colors, you're not gonna get that. I recently got an email, I'm unsolicited more and more from companies, this one's from Dubai, offering design white label services, saying, hey, you can sell our packages under your company name, go take the client's money, go sit on the beach, and then pocket the rest. Totally fine structure, but if you know me, that's not how I roll. So a great referral for me is someone who is ready and able to invest in design and marketing. It's about investment. So we're gonna use an analogy today of like health and wellness walking. So you wanna start walking, you invest in a pair of good shoes. Then you get a fitness watch to track your metrics. Then you update your apparel. Then you go to the gym. You're now investing in someone else's facility and possibly a personal trainer. At the end, what do you get? A Peloton. A brand new, very, very brand well-known name of an expensive piece of machinery. What do you have now? It's in your home, access to it anytime that you want, a personalized team, custom courses. DesignPod is the Peloton. So going with that analogy, the 3 types of people that invest in DesignPod, in me, they usually come to us for a single project. Then that might roll into an hourly situation where we say, hey, we have a few projects a month. And then, hey, we really want you to be our out-of-house, in-house team, so we're gonna put you on retainer. These are a few examples. This one I always love to show because I think it's a really great example of creative problem solving. It's one of our main clients. They sell recoil pads. They sell them online. They wanted their online consumers to be able to print out a template, much like you would with a shoe company. Print out a template, measure your foot, but instead you're measuring the stock of your gun to find the right pad. Less returns, easy for the customer, nice interaction. Next up, I'm working with JC Coffee. She's fantastic. She wants to increase her online reviews. So what I pitched her was a sticker that's going to go on top of her coffee cups that has a QR code directions to scan and leave her a review. This way, chances are, by the time that person is done drinking their coffee and they've seen it, however many sips it takes to get to the bottom of the cup, they're going to leave a review. Next up, packaging design. The client came to me and said, hey, we're doing this kind of can. This is our goal. We want something completely different on the market, nothing else that's there. I pitched this, which if you know the industry, which you probably don't because it's not me, not totally super crazy about pepper sprays. There is nothing like this on the market. The aesthetic is kind of after the Colorado trend of the sunset, hunting, camping, that new kitschy aesthetic. We just launched this a few weeks ago. Next up, quality. So the first one is an example of a title agency. She received the top ad as an example, and then she said that really didn't represent my company in the way I wanted to be portrayed aesthetically, so I did the bottom one for her. You can clearly see a difference in terms of quality. The first company never really asked her what she wanted, or clearly cared to look up her website because there's like 47 fonts on there. Next up, creative messaging. So this client came to me and said, hey, we want to do a series of print ads. I did 8 for them. These are just a few of them. They said, these are the concepts we want, the type of message that we want to get across, and so I ended up giving them 8. We're literally in this process. I just sent these over last week, but at the end of the day, it's really about attention to detail, the branding, the color, the messaging, getting that creative piece across. And then lastly, book cover design. Just like I said a couple weeks ago about, raise your hand if you ever bought a bottle of wine based on the label. Books are the same thing. You go to Barnes & Nobles and you see all these books. Jacket covers are very important. Lori ended up self-publishing on Amazon, and she has said to me, thank you so much for doing my book cover, because more people have actually said to me, oh my gosh, I love your cover. Where did you get that design? It's like nothing else. I see playbooks all the time for business, and this clearly stands out. So again, I've been able to make these clients purple cows in their business because they've been able to work one-on-one with me. So when you invest with DesignPod, when you invest in me, you get to become a purple cow. Woo!